It is now time to talk about the forbidden door that me and ourselves at Fog Wrestling decided not to open. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. And yes, we did not watch Forbidden Door, the joint production pay-per-view of AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Why is it a joint production, by the way, between AEW and New Japan when you also have guys from other companies in there like CMLL? If that's the case, wouldn't it be an AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling CMLL freeway joint production pay-per-view? See, for me, it's an AEW show. You can say it's a two-way show, three-way show. For me, it's an AEW show with people from other companies. So it's just like any other AEW show, whether it be Dynamite, Collision, or Rampage. You know, it's an AEW show with people mixed in from other companies. We've seen it before, we'll see it again. It's not very, it's not very forbidden, but right, we didn't watch it, and here's my reason for not watching it. So when you live in the UK, these pay-per-views start at 1 AM, okay? Now, sometimes, depending on daylight saving time or whatever, if you're lucky, it will start at 12, but more often than not, these pay-per-views start at 1 AM. Now, the WWE pay-per-views, premium live events, they've changed over the years, especially with the 5-match premium live events, so you probably only get like a 3-hour show. Now, back in the day, it used to just be a 3-hour show. So, like, 1 to 4 AM, as bad as it is, I mean, that is doable. But, with AEW, you know that these pay-per-views are going 5 hours. Some of these pay-per-views go 6 hours. I remember watching an AEW pay-per-view once. It started at 1, and, like, it did not finish till about 6:30 in the morning. And I'm just not able to watch that, especially if I'm working the next day. I believe when Forbidden Door was on, I was like starting at 8 AM, so I would need to get up at like before 7. And then like the pay-per-view, if you're lucky, would finish at 6. So if I watched Forbidden Door, by the time I review it and upload it, I would maybe, if I'm lucky, get half an hour's sleep. And I just wasn't doing that. I'm not getting half an hour's. If it was WrestleMania 17, I'd fucking happily get no hour's sleep and go into work. But I'm not watching some crap AEW show just to get 30 minutes sleep if I am lucky. And then you've got the possibility of watching it at a later date. But here's the deal. Wrestling pay-per-views, let's be honest, wrestling in 2024 isn't very good, okay? It's not been very good for a while. I just can't really justify watching AEW for 6 hours throughout the day. It's different at night when you're sitting up for an event, because it's live and you've got that anything can kind of happen vibe. I don't mind as much sitting up for like 6 hours in the middle of the night, but I'm not going to waste 6 hours throughout the day. I mean, I'm not going to watch AEW Forbidden Door at 4 PM to 10 PM. There's other things I could be doing in there, so I'm just not going to do it. So with wrestling pay-per-views, it tends to be, if I can watch it live, then great, I'll sit up and watch it and I'll take the sacrifice. If I can't watch it live, then I probably will not watch it. What I will do though is look for highlights. However, no highlights have been made available. I've checked YouTube, I've checked other legal sites, and there's nothing being uploaded. So maybe Tony Khan is trying to keep the Forbidden Door thing very forbidden, because he's not gave any sort of coverage of this pay-per-view. So for whatever reason, guys, I don't know. Didn't see it. Don't know anything that happened, but we are going to look at the results and we'll see what I got correct in terms of my predictions. And also, we will be doing another giveaway for Money in the Bank. So, yeah, looking forward to the next prediction show, Money in the Bank. I'll put the post up for that shortly. But right now, let's get into AEW Forbidden Door. So, we kick off with Serpentico versus Kyle Fletcher. And who won? It was Fletcher. I predict that Fletcher, no surprise. Kyle Fletcher wins. 4-way tag team match. We got Brody, Blast, and Say with the Gonzo Bomb and scored the win. I predict that House of Black. I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0, guys, so far. Up next, Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano versus Statlander and Momo Wantatambe. And it was Tam had Mono all tied up and finished her off with a hammerlock German suplex for the win. I am 3-0. I predict that Nightingale and Tam Nakano. Jesus Christ, I cannot lose right now. Next match, Owen Hart Women's Foundation Tournament Quarterfinal. Soraya versus Mariah May. Mariah May pulling that one out of thin air. Now Mariah May is a fan. Okay, so I lost this one. I think I went with Saraya. I wanted Mariah May to win, but I predicted Saraya to win. Is what it is. Okay, now we're into, I believe, the main show, because the first 4 matches were pre-show. Trios tag match. I went with the Lucha Bros. And did the Lucha Bros win? Did they? Mystico locked in. Who was Mystico's team? Yeah, he was. So Mystico teamed up with the Lucha Bros. See, this is the problem, man. I don't even know who's in whose team. The whole thing's a mess. Opening... Oh, no, wait. This was the opening match. How many fucking pre-show matches was there? Opening match, Forbidden Door. MJF versus Hichirio. MJF won. So there you go. No surprise. Up next, I got the Scissor Ace, Tanahashi, and the Acclaimed taking on... The Elite, who won? Followed up with the Rainmaker Clothesline and pinned Tanahashi. So there you go. Okada pinned Tanahashi. I predicted the Elite. So far, I'm 2 for 0 on the main show. Let's just focus on that. Bryan Danielson won. So Bryan Danielson tapped out Shingo. 3-0. Predicted that. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shibakawa. What happened? Mariah doesn't know if she should cheer or not. Looks like so. Oh, wait. Mina stunned Tony with a roundhouse kick. Tony fired back with 2 consecutive headbutts and then stuffed Mina with the Storm Zero. So there you go. Tony Storm won. I'm 4-0. I believe, yeah, so the 3 of them had a kiss. Apparently that was the biggest pop of the night. I mean, I'd probably pop for that more than anything else in this show. Up next we have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy. Hold on. The fans are chanting this as wrestling. Sabre escaped the mousetrap from Orange. Sabre tied up Orange and forced Orange to submit. I'm pretty sure I went with Orange Cassidy, so Zack Sabre Jr. won. Alright, so I got that prediction wrong. Trios battle, we got the Learning Tway, Chris Jericho. Teaming up with Jeff Cobb and Big Bill, take on Hook, Samoa Joe and the wrestler Shibata. I went with Jericho. Was I right? No, I wasn't right there. So what happened? Jericho, Hook sent Jericho, Judas Effect, and pinned Jericho. Okay, so Hook hit Jericho with his own finisher. Absolutely fantastic. Right, TNT Championship ladder match. I went with Jack Perry. And Jack Perry won. Whoa, I'm on a roll here. Title versus title, I went with Mercedes Moné, and I think we all knew that Mercedes Moné was going to win. DMD, Britt Baker returned, good for her. Jon Moxley versus Naito, I went with Naito, and we do have a new champion. Naito defeated Jim Ross on commentary. That's what I like to see, Naito beating Moxley. And then, what do we have after that? Main event time, Swerve Strickland defeated Will Ospreay. Not surprised, I predicted that as well. And there you go, guys, that is your AEW show. Didn't really care for Forbidden Door, so who knows? If it wasn't 6 hours, I would have checked out maybe, but I'm just not watching this for 6 hours the next day. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not doing it. But yeah, I will try and watch some highlights just to give it the benefit of the doubt. Once those highlights released, or if anybody has highlights, legal highlights, legitimate highlights that are watchable, then feel free to comment them down below and I'll click on the link maybe. So yeah, there you go, guys. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.